Pudge, what time is
It's time for the Chubby Guys Podcast.
Woo!
Go, Tyler. I've been playing Madden with Gibson for the bed every night. Because if Daddy wins, Daddy gets a little sugar. You know, and if
he's not allowed to sleep in the bed.
yeah. So if he doesn't win, then he has to go to his bed.
I'm under strict, for my daughter tonight, strict orders. Not late, Dad. You got to get me to school early in the morning because she has like Model UN or something. Ooh. We haven't done that since Helena, so we're
Very nice.
yeah. So, but she's got to be there like 6:30 or something.
You miss it?
Hey, Pudge, you still heating your house with wood?
Hell no, man. It was way too much work. I installed a gas stove, and I've been calling Nimco Gas at 740-596-4477. I also got a hold of them at nimcogas@outlook.com as their email, and I also looked them up on their website, and that's nimcopropane.com. Chad, these guys, they've been delivering gas for over 30 years in our area. Just talked to them last week. They said that their customer base is one of the biggest it's ever been. It's one of the best things I ever did was call Nimco Gas. I got tired of dealing with all that wood. Way too much work.
Nimco.
These days.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't? Yeah.
God bless you, man. I mean,
So I thought, you know what? What are
Here,
we?
put that mic right up in your face there. You're right to eat it.
I said, what are we ever going to do when they leave, right?
Yeah.
You know. So Logan, obviously, the last one, and it took about 2 days, and I was like, this is not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
we're going to get over it.
Yeah.
we're going. You know what? We're going to be all right. We're
gonna be-
we'll find something to do.
We're going to be okay. Yeah.
I'm enjoying this phase of life. I got to admit, me and my son are having an absolute blast.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, man. I think when they get to a certain age, like where Gib is now, where Abram is, and where Camille is, like they get to that age, like that, pretty independent. I mean, it's not like when they were babies, But then, like, I'll tell you, there's a whole different thing that I've noticed, like, since Helena went away to school. Like, when she comes home, man, it's awesome. Like, it's almost like, well, man, now we are dealing with, like, a real adult here, man. I mean, this is, like, it's really cool. Like, they having your kids, like, come home is a special kind of feeling, I think. Would you agree with that or not, Scott?
Truly is. I picked Logan up at the airport, this afternoon. He flew in from Phoenix and, picked him up. It was nice to see him.
I used you as an example last night. I was talking to Snyder, my buddy Jason, and we're constantly talking about our kids, and just what can we do right and what are we doing wrong and what and I brought you up and I said there's guys that we were talking about. Chad can weigh in on this. There's guys that try to front line.
Hey, are you a business owner looking for insurance coverage? Give this guy a call. You know him. You trust him. Jason Gillum, Gillum Insurance, 740-395-0190.
Hey guys, on behalf of the Chubbies, huge thanks to Geiger Brothers Construction. Give them a call at 740-286-0800. They've been great community supporters, and they are a friend of the Chubby program, so thank you, Geiger Brothers Construction. With their children, okay? And whenever I say that, I mean, they try to be right there with them. Everything they do, they're doing with them. Whatever the kid is involved in, they're involved in. And then like you, okay, I used, this is the example I used with you. I said, okay, so Scott Massie, I said, and his, your kid, how many you got? Three? I said, I think Scott learned this with his first one. And I said his second two, because I don't know Sloan that well compared to the other two, and obviously you got the girl guy dynamic, but I said I
Different
think
ball game.
But I said I think Scott learned with the first one, that don't be so much front line, but maybe be more dad, relationship with your children, coach from the couch with relationship. Like maybe go and spend the day with them and do your coaching like as a dad. And whenever I say coaching, I'm not talking X's and O's. I'm talking lifestyle, or I'm talking life. And don't be so front line with them and, hey, go tell your coach to kiss your ass. Like, or that's not right. You should have done this. And maybe teach more of a life lesson than here's where you screwed up. Or, like I was trying to I'm saying this this all wrong compared to where I was last night, but I was using you as an example, like I thought, because I thought you did a really nice job with Colin and Logan especially, and I don't mean that.
I really sucked with Sloan.
Did you?
I think I did a bad job.
Well, and I wasn't really around you a whole lot with Sloan.
I don't think so.
But no, it is a different dynamic, and it's a different dynamic from the standpoint of there was a little bit of a difference between obviously the boys and the girls, but she was
your first.
She was the first. She went through a situation when she was 14. Obviously. Michelle and I split up, and she was in a bad,
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. A lot of turmoil.
She was running, she was hanging out with some older folks, and it was tough. She was a handful, but we laugh about it now.
Sure, she's fine now.
She's fine.
Well, that's what I have a real good buddy. The thing is, like most of my buddies, their kids are already graduated.
Sure,
everything else.
yeah.
I mean, I was a little bit of a late starter, but I had one tell me that I thought it was pretty profound. He's like, "Look, man, you got to relax. Yeah, just relax. I mean, odds are everything's going to be fine. I mean, just do you. Yeah. Relax. They're just don't worry about, whether or not they're going to be president of the United States or something like that. Just, chill out, give them the support they need and let them go.
Yeah.
Chill out.
You can't try and control every situation with, school or athletics and just try and.
Would you agree with that? Just kind of, hey, just like relax or what? I mean,
yeah, you got to kind of lead from behind. Okay. Got to kind of lead from behind. Show buddy.
Do you believe in leading quietly and just doing it from the back? But my God, as a parent of an 8-year-old with a family and moving through life, the best thing I ever did was download the McDonald's app. What a breeze. Order for your family. Pull up. They bring it to you. Easy. Download the app today from McDonald's.
Hey, do you want to help develop your child's athletic ability? Or maybe you want to get off the couch and make yourself a little bit better? They earn the day at AP Prep. Look them up. apprep.info.
Example, or just trying to do the right thing, and they're not going to do the right thing always. Because
how hard is it, Scott, to a guy you've had 3 go through high school, and move on,
and college,
and I mean, so how hard is it to sit there and watch them struggle?
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do whenever they start to struggle?
I let them struggle.
Well, because well, I mean, but there is a lesson to be learned in that. No, I mean,
there is. I mean, a lot of the struggle was their choices. So the choices they made are why they're struggling, right? So, and by no means did I make a lot of great decisions, with all of them. I mean, I obviously, could have done, looking back, do things differently. But it was, they do go through, and especially what they're exposed to now versus because they're literally they have all the information at their fingertips, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like when your kids get to be 14 through 18, right? It's tough trying to right now with what your relationship with Gibson is going to be a lot different. Right now, you guys are close, right? Mm-hmm. It'll be different when he gets to be older, and you'll struggle with that a little bit, because he'll want the independence that you wanted, when you were a kid. You can only imagine what that's like now.
So, give me an example.
Example of
what do you mean by like I'll struggle and he'll want that independence and like give me an example.
I don't know if we talked about this previously or not. I'll give you one with Sloan because it's at the end of the day it's kind of funny. Kayla and I were in Columbus. Michelle had the kids, and apparently Sloan had broken back into the house. Right, we were in Columbus. She breaks in the house. She has a party.
I remember this.
So the following day happens. I'm in Columbus. I'm in a meeting. I have a phone call from the school. I think that's a robocall, right?
Yeah.
No big deal. So I continue with my meeting. I silence it. Third time it rings, I'm like, I better go take this.
Yeah.
It's Joe Hemsley, right?
Oh, my.
And, at this point in time, Twitter has been out. It's a thing, right? And, of course, they feel like at that age they need to publish what they do on Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, big party.
So,
big party at Scott's house.
We had pictures, and you can only imagine.
Yeah.
And so it was difficult to try and manage that situation with her because, it was tough for her anyway, with what she was kind of having to deal with. And I struggled with how do you rein that back in. I don't know that I did a great job.
Well, but you know what, Scott? The thing with that, like, it's difficult because now these kids nowadays live in a fishbowl. Like the shit that we could get away with.
Oh, they can't.
I mean, it's it's on Twitter the next day, and I mean,
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, but what are you going to do? Like, hey, man, I mean, we could be a total hypocrite, and be like, now, God damn it, I'd have never done anything like that.
Yeah.
You're an embarrassment to our family name and everything else. Or, I mean, you could kind of be like, well, hey, not great. It's bad luck. Let's adjust.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think that I'd be the second guy. But I know myself well enough to know that probably wouldn't be the case. I mean,
so that dynamic was going to change. It will change. You're just going to have to change with it.
Well, and my guess is probably that, like right now, the kids
We'll check his stuff.
The kids love an evening or afternoon or something with Dad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
like Pudge is saying, hey man, they're going to play Madden every night before they go to bed. Well, there's going to be a day where like it's old Dad, it's going to be quite as much fun as as the other dudes, or
now honestly though, me and my dad, we probably never broke that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there maybe a little bit in junior high, like
I think it comes and goes.
Probably wasn't cool to go to the movies with your parents or something.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that you'll lose that. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I think the dynamic will change a little bit. Like I guarantee you, my son's not going to be as excited to hang out with me as what he is right now.
And the dynamic changes more, I think, with a dad-daughter relationship than it does with a dad-son relationship, because it probably didn't change a whole lot going through with the boys. But with her, she 14 on, she was tough.
Well, I'd be anxious to see how she was with her mother, because I know her.
I think she was tough with her mom too.
Was she?
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't you think though that
there were several?
Some kids are, some kids aren't. And I'm telling you what, man, girls, they hit a certain age, and like them and their mother, dude. I mean, it's like it is not good.
We were just talking about this tonight. We had dinner at 6 Cents, and Michelle and Kayla and Logan and I were up there, and we were talking about. We're actually talking
your
about
ex-wife, your new wife. Or wife.
10 years old, 10th year anniversary.
Well, now see, look there, man.
Wow.
This
tonight is or today?
Oh no, last year was.
That is a perfect example
of a healthy
co-parenting relationship.
You guys do it. You guys do it right.
It took us a minute.
It did.
I was going to say, now there ain't no way it was like a year one, buddy.
He had to marry his first wife 5 times. How many times did you and Michelle get married?
Just 3.
Yeah.
She's been married. I got to bust her ass.
But no, like you.
How many times has Michelle been married?
I think 4.
Well, but I mean, like
Michelle, I love.
But
you.
now,
You
though,
got
you
2
guys
left.
obviously like it's all cool,
yeah.
and that's great. But like, I'm sure it probably was tough at first, but like,
time heals all wounds.
Oh yeah, and I mean, give it 10 years with your kid or anything else, I mean, the thing that scares me nowadays, man, and you navigated it successfully, bro. The thing that scares me to death are like these pills and stuff like that, man. I mean, it takes one bad party, dude, or something, and then everybody's life is upside down, dude.
Change forever.
Yeah. And that's the one where I got my fingers.
How did you keep your kids away from that?
Did you talk about it?
We did. I think I kept them away, or they kept themselves away, I think, from most of the horrible.
Did you just let them know, like, hey, man, this is what can happen? Or
absolutely. Yeah.
What kind of conversations were you having with them about that? Because
I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I don't mean to turn this around on me or anything, but I'm saying like my generation kind of went through like the opioid war. Okay, like
you guys kind of started it.
Yeah, like there was a time, like in the late '90s, you were smoking weed, and then everything just, I heard this quote one time, and they said, around 2003, 2004, parties just started getting dark. and they got to be just, the drugs went from the party to just let's see how bombed out of our mind we can get, and let's just see
with the least amount of effort.
Yeah, that's a great.
Well, I mean, because the way I always looked at partying when I was in college and everything like that, like, and really now
because it ended at Friday night at midnight, or
Well, my thing was like, man, I think the thing I like about drinking is the process of doing it. Yeah. Like, I don't want to go from zero to smashed. I mean, to me, I don't like that feeling But like now, I think that dynamic has changed. It's like, hey man, snort this pill.
Why wouldn't it? Because they've got everything within seconds on their phone.
Right. So like, I don't know. Like, I guess you just like that feeling. I don't know. But you're right. I mean, I guess they're used to attention spans not there. They don't want to sit there and talk to me and drink 12 beers.
I think you got to understand who their friends are, right? Understand,
you got to pay attention.
Understand their friends group. Try and make sure there's a place that where they're going, and try and maybe even have them. We had luckily enough, we had room to have them come over, have friends come over. So
yeah, you probably liked having them at your house.
Yeah,
you had room.
So
he had a couple extra.
He had a couple extra. He had a couple extra dozen.
You guys
rooms.
got to go to the den. Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
So
a couple extra dozen rooms.
Go to your third bedroom.
I'm sure that that there were some beers that were cracked open, and I'm sure there was some.
They got in your liquor cabinet.
I'm sure there was.
Were you willing to turn ahead to that a little bit? I mean, a little bit.
Toward the end, I was.
Yeah. As they got to be 17, 18 years old.
Toward the end,
As long as you knew nobody was driving out there.
As long as I knew there, they typically had small groups because I think they wanted to, just they understood what was out there, right?
Well, and they knew what the law of the house was, probably. Like, hey, if it's a small group, it doesn't get real loud and rowdy. Probably not going to get a lot of guff from the parents. Yeah. I mean,
we used to go down to not Lake Norris, Lake Norman, and I'd always have a cooler outside on the patio. We had boat docks and whatnot, the place we rented, and I remember taking Colin and Reese Jones.
Wild
you
man.
can imagine.
Yeah.
Nick Smith and Trey Barker, those guys would all come with us. And, I remember going out in the morning, having a cup of coffee and looking at the cooler and being like, no.
I didn't drink that beer.
No, I didn't drink that beer.
Yeah.
But,
as long as everything
they were still in the house.
Yeah, everything was fine. Yeah.
Hey, man, there's something to be,
So that's really horrible to say,
I disagree.
That you kind of turn a blind eye to it, but
I disagree. You know what, man? Like, I want my kids to experience that kind of stuff the way they want to experience it.
Now, are you going to? I don't want to say encourage.
No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's I guess my thing. I don't know that I'll ever be the guy that, like, man, if you drink beer, you're going to hell, or, I don't know, come up with something crazy. Like, hey, if you do this, you do that. Because I think if you create too much of a mystery with it, that's where I think you get into trouble.
Did you know?
I don't want them sneaking around.
Okay.
I never went and bought beer for it.
No. That's yeah.
But I knew what I had in the house.
Yeah.
But did you? I mean, so you can go to a bar and you can have a beer or a drink or whatever, and like if you take your children are all 21 now, right?
Yep.
But I mean, you could take and I could take. That's just mind blowing to me. I've never thought about it. Yeah. But I mean, I could literally take Gibson to a bar right now. Okay?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I have actually done this. So go ahead and judge. Like when Helena started coming home from Brown, we would go. In Ohio, it's perfectly legal if they're with their parents, and I order it. Like, she would say, "Yeah, I'll take this."
You can
get it for her. I mean, my God, she's living on her own in Providence, Rhode Island, dude. I mean, I'm not going to.
When I had the bar, there was several.
I'm not worried
times.
about her anymore.
Now it's coattail rule. So like it's coattail rule. So they always say, if they leave, you have to be on their coattails. Okay, so. Like there were several occasions when I had the bar that like guys would come in, their kids would be going to the military, and they'd be like, "Hey," and I'd be like, "Yeah, hey, I'm cool,"
because it's legal, right?
It's legal. Now there were several occasions that I would say, "No, that's not." Cool. Okay. Because you've let them just run around the bar and do whatever they want to do.
It's got to be right there.
And you've got to be on their ass.
It's not that, hey, I come in the bar, now let my kid get whatever he wants, I'll pay for it, but then they go
No, you cannot be that guy.
I've never experimented with that. I mean, and dude, I mean, we're talking about at dinner maybe 1 or 2 drinks.
Yeah. Well, there was people trying to get their kids sloshed.
Okay, I've not really done that. I don't know if that's a great example, man.
No. It's I mean, you did a good job with that, though, Scott. I mean, I will say that because I mean, your kids,
they're all thriving, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you could. That's all counts.
Yeah, you just try to do the best you can. Yeah. So lead button, like I said.
Now, would you agree it's the hardest job you've ever had?
Oh.
I mean, that's my take. Hey, parenting, it's not for the freaking weak, dude. This is the hardest job I've ever done.
But I'm at a point, and you guys will be too, where I always say this, not to be morbid or anything, but if something would happen to me, I feel like, I've checked the boxes. Like they can go. They'll figure it out. They will be okay. At the end of the day, they will be okay.
And isn't that kind of your goal
as a
dad? I mean,
so you've checked the boxes. Let's talk about checking the boxes.
So you throw them out of the nest, they're going to fly, bud.
Let's talk about checking the boxes.
They know how to work. They know how to go hustle if they got to. They know how to
But let's say that you're Chad and I. Okay, let's go back to whenever they were 10 years old. Okay, what boxes would you have checked in? Because that happens.
It does.
What would you have done then to say that you've checked the boxes? I mean, how many kids now in Southern Ohio don't have parents that are 10 years old? And I mean, what kind of boxes can you be checking for a 10-year-old right now?
I think you're doing exactly what you're talking about. You're spending time with them, whether that's riding horses or shooting guns or playing video games.
Yep.
I'm just trying to develop a relationship.
Yeah, that's my thing. I mean, here's what I say. God forbid that tomorrow is my last day on earth.
Could be.
I just hope that my kids have a memory of me.
Yep.
And I know that I'm not a ghost to my kids. You know what I mean? Like they would not. I don't think that my kids would ever be like, man, I don't know who my dad was. Well, that's the key.
There was a day Gibson had. I was that to Gibson whenever I had the bar and I was playing music and I mean,
hustling,
man.
Bud. Hey, I did too, man. When mine were real young, when I started into this industry that I'm in now, dude, I was gone 4 nights a week.
You was like that too, wasn't you? You was working like an animal.
I still do. I still do.
Well,
6-7 days a week. But that's fine. And I probably
kids get conditioned to that.
I probably emphasized that, not what I was doing, but the fact that hey, there's no job that you're too good for, right? If you got to go do what you got to do, go. So they saw me work. They saw me come home at night, at 10 p.m. or whatever, leave on Saturday and Sunday, and not come back until the afternoon. So I'm confident that they got that. They probably lost a little bit of time with me. I never missed any of the boys or even Sloan's games. I never missed a single one. Tried to coach them as long as I could, but I was gone a lot.
I had to miss some of those early on. Now I'm having to miss less.
But you missed just this week.
I missed the Christmas program this week. Here's I guess one thing I said, and Scott, you're a great guy to weigh in on this. I think that my kids understand, and I do talk about it sometimes. Like, hey, man, there are times where I got to miss stuff like that, and I do hate to do that, but it is a sacrifice that I make for our family. So that we can do certain things that we want to do. You
also spend a lot of weekends doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah, you better believe it, bud. We also spend weekends at Great Wolf Lodge and in Florida and wherever.
Wherever, yeah.
And look, if I wasn't going during the week, we wouldn't be doing that shit. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But I like the way you said it, though, Scott. Like they see a work ethic. My God, I hope they do. Did you talk about that with your kids?
Yeah, I've always said. I think the example I always use with them is, you're not too good to go do a job, right? There's no job that you're too good for, and I don't care what it is. Work hard at it. Try and be the best you can possibly be at whatever you're doing. So that was by far what I emphasized.
So it's take pride in your work. no matter what it is.
Which is probably more centric to who I am than, but that's what they're going to.
But you want to pass that down.
That's what they'll remember about me, whether that's good or bad. But
yeah, well, I mean,
but I coached their teams, and I did all that stuff with them as well. Yeah. But I think if you ask them after I'm gone, that will be the thing they remember. Like he taught us that got to go out and get it done.
You got to work, dude. Yeah. If you want something, you got to make it happen.
You got to go work at it.
But you've built a hell of a business here in town. I mean, not just here in town, but here in Ohio,
here in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to be proud of that. But and what I think's cool is, to my knowledge, none of them are doing that. Like, you haven't brought them in.
Colin's an apprentice. He's working for us as an apprentice. He's indicated no interest in being taking over what I do. I think he likes being done at 3:30. And he goes and he works out. He does his thing. He likes leaving at work and being done for the day, right? Yeah. And if you're doing what I'm doing, you're not done at 3:30.
You're never done, dude.
Or 5.
I mean, you're running the business. You got a lot of people's lives and families that hanging in the balance. And you're never done. Yeah. Honestly, like, you don't have days off. I mean, you might be off, but
Yeah.
You're not off.
But your phone will ring.
But I'm fortunate to have great people. But fortunate to have great people. Yeah.
What else, boys?
Well, I don't know, man. That was great. What a great talk.
Yeah, I've missed
Shop Massie, the man.
I
haven't seen this guy in a long time.
I have missed your fat ass. I hate to even admit this. I haven't seen you since the Apple Festival.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I made you go get us some whiskey.
Jesus.
We need to get you back over boxing again.
I do need to be back.
Do you want to box?
I've probably not been this unhealthy since.
You don't look that bad.
You don't look.
It's a black shirt.
Yeah, well, no. You don't look fat.
Take your shirt off.
No, dude, you've kept that weight off.
No, I haven't. I'm back up to where probably above where we started.
The fattest you've ever been. I'm just teasing.
What's a 55-gallon drum with
lights?
Oh yeah. That was a pretty good take, Patch. But
he kicked my ass. I mean, it took him a whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the team now.
So I think we both have access to the team, right?
I mean, you guys aren't going to put us through another competition, are you?
You never didn't have access. You just didn't want to do it.
Are you guys? You're not going to put us through another competition.
I would if he would.
I mean, I just got to be after the first of the year.
Like, is that what? Like, do you need that kind of as a motivation? Does it help you?
It's the only thing that motivates
me. Listen, I have to have a competition. Mainly, I have to have a competition with him.
That's what it seems like. Like, you two should have a lifelong pact. Like, okay, bud, you look like you're. Hey, have you been buying bigger jeans? I mean, it's time to.
Well, we talked about doing this. If we got over a certain weight, we was going to do it again.
I passed that. I passed that benchmark a while.
Well, now listen though. I want to quote. I want to bring you back to the day that you won the last time. You said, "I will never do this again. I feel awful."
I was dehydrated. Prater had just spent the last hour.
Well, and Pudge, you were very similar. But like, hey, look, man, I'm not doing this again.
It took all I had the last time. I got down to 219.
Well, bud, your last week or two, bud, you got after it. Yeah. And obviously, Scott killed himself.
Well, I didn't have the team of people that he did. I didn't know that we were going to do hydrobaric chambers.
Yeah,
and all this other stuff.
I can't stick.
You had Eddie, didn't you?
I didn't have shit, Scott. I didn't have shit. You know what I had? I had a positive mental attitude, and that was it.
PMA.
And you had this whole team of people, and now that I'm involved with all this, now I know.
Well, now here's the thing. I mean, I think if you guys want to get healthy, I mean, there's a lot of charities out there that really appreciate it. I mean, I'm a guy that has watched many weight loss competitions, and I don't think I've ever participated.
It's better to watch.
It is better to watch because I don't want. I mean, you men hurt yourselves those last 2 weeks. I mean,
we did.
You looked weak at night at the stockroom, dude. And you said you're like, I'm never doing this
Literally, it just came out of a tub with Epsom salt, soaking every last bit of water out of it.
You didn't even want to drink a beer, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
all
right. That being said, you guys starting January 1st? Or are you starting after the national championship?
Maybe
game?
after that.
Well, here's my goal. Here's my goal. If you want to get in another weight loss competition, I'll do it with you. Dude.
Can we 0 for 3? Can we 0 for 3?
Oh shit! See, it motivates the shit out.
Oh,
of
you
him.
want to talk a little shit?
Just saying,
You want to talk a little
that's
shit?
what it would
He's
be.
not an easy guy to draw in. I mean, he's not a hard guy to draw in. I mean, couple
you-
comments like that. He's like, "Well, let's start it tomorrow."
Yeah. Take your shirt off, fat ass. We'll do it right now. You want to weigh in shirtless? I'll weigh
I
in
am
shirtless.
not taking my shirt
Just
off.
take your shirt off.
No, guys,
I'll take my shirt off
you don't-
right now.
You don't start a weight loss competition on December the 13th.
I will right now. I'm not listening to another word like that. So here's okay. I don't even know where I was. You
Let's
got me
draw out.
pissed off now.
No, let's draw out the parameters. We're going to start about January the 8th.
Well,
or
no,
10th.
I know what I was going to say. Here's my goal. I'm feeling good, and I said
I was going to say, dude, you've done a good job maintaining weight.
Well,
you know?
I'm 240.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you laughing about? Rip your shirt off.
I'm good.
I'll take it off. Hey, you want to do a push-up competition right here on the air?
I would probably win that one.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, how many you want to do?
I think I could probably do 50.
Oh, bullshit.
We'll do it offline, and then then
You
we'll
think you
report.
could do 50 push-ups?
I probably think I could. Yeah, I think I could.
Oh, gee, I got to see this. We're going live after this. Well, I got to see 50
live on
push-ups.
Facebook?
Yeah, I got to see 50. You ain't no way you're doing 50. But anyway, I want to
Dude,
get
I couldn't do 10.
I want to get to 215 by the time I turn 42. I'll be 42 May 10th.
My lowest was when I was 44. I was like 195. So that was probably about the same time period.
Was this divorce?
This was divorce weight.
Yeah, you can't.
2009.
Yeah, listen here, boys.
That's when a man is trying to look good
I'm
naked.
getting laid 4 or 5 times a week. My marriage is at an all-time peak. I'm not going to resolve to this, misery weight.
Hey, I will tell you this though, man. I have lost a lot of weight in
Yes,
the last
you
year,
look good.
and it feels freaking great when you get there and can maintain it. And now I've maintained it. I'm almost feeling like I've maintained it. I've gone 6 months at this weight. But what I'm finding is I might be turning a little bit anorexic or something, because now I want to get back into that size 38 jeans.
Oh, that's where I'm at. Yeah, 38, 36.
Well, see, dude, I'm in a 40 now.
Okay.
At one time, I was in a 50.
Okay.
I got to now. That's been a while, but like I want to get back down to that 38. I mean, by God, but that's what I played football in.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can get to 38, I'll never try to lose weight again. And I'm not. You know what, man? I'm not
Don't
trying
ever
real
say
hard.
it. I mean, hell, I was 219 and he was 217.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know this. I mean, I'm a man that has struggled with the trials and tribulations of
All my
obesity.
life. All my life.
I know that in 3 months,
Yeah,
I
you
could
could
weigh
gain it all.
300.
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
no doubt. I mean, I'm not throwing away the old clothes. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way.
yeah.
You know,
I'm so disappointed in myself, though. I mean, I was 219. You was 217.
you guys. I mean, that last one. I mean, you guys. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I've never seen such a quick, obvious drop of weight. I mean, both of you, like the before and after photo, looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I tell you, I got to give Prater. I mean, not that we don't a lot.
well, I mean, but now, would you guys agree? Like that crash dieting and shit, man, that's rough. I mean,
I don't know. There was really a crash diet for me. The last day was I took like 8 pounds off before.
like
we
what
weighed
what
in.
did you do to get to where it was? Like, were you just exercising and eating right,
Well, first
or
of all,
what?
I took like 15 pounds off before I even went to Jason because there was a lot to. It was easy to do.
Well, when you've got a lot on there, it comes off
Yeah.
pretty easy,
And
dude.
then the rest was just being consistent, just 3 days a week.
dude, he's going to have to expand. There's not a bag open.
Yeah,
I mean,
Shit, and he's already added to that, hasn't
he runs a good show.
that guy and
Such a
his
quality.
program over there. Just, I hate to even say that guy. That group
Yeah.
just runs.
Well, he's assembled. You know, Scott's alluded to it many times. When you have a good team like that, like, and I'll tell you what he does.
man.
I mean,
And what Drew was doing with the young kids, I mean, my son there was some things that kind of took the wind out of Gibson over the course of the last couple of years. But what Drew and those guys have done with the young kids, I mean, it's just phenomenal.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to start first of the year. My kid's never been there, and both of mine are going.
All positive.
It's all positive.
High energy.
My daughter's going to go too.
I hope. I mean, you'll love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to take them both. They want to go. I mean, so
and don't even think about it like
we'll get you in some gloves.
No, I'm not doing shit.
You should.
No,
why wouldn't you?
Dude, I told you. You know what, man? I'm real happy with what I've got going right now, dude. I feel great.
But why?
I don't want to be sore.
You're not going to be sore. But why wouldn't you? Why would you not want to just push your body? I shouldn't say push. Why would you not want to try your body a little bit?
I don't know, man. I feel like I am. I mean, I'm walking and running every morning. Like that's more than I've done since I was training. I mean, and I've kept that up for a year, dude.
Do you remember how you felt after when you were playing football?
Oh shit!
At college level. You remember how you felt like when you left though? That high you got?
Oh yeah.
About the time you get to Richmondale, I
do.
That comes back.
That's one thing I've been thinking about. Like I was actually thinking about starting to lift again, because I do think about like that feeling you'd get. After you've lifted hard and you've worked hard. Maybe I could get that from boxing. I don't know.
I like the frustration aspect of like taking out the edge of it. Now I'll be honest with you. I've actually got into the combat end of it. Like
you're into it, man, big time.
I really love it.
I don't know that I'm really that into boxing. I think it would be a good workout. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it.
You would love it. You would love it. And honestly, I mean, I look at it like I told Dad the other day. Even the cardio aspect of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, now that would be good.
Okay.
I mean, it's bound to wear you out.
But take the cardio. Okay. Yeah. Like I was boxing not too long ago with this girl. Okay, I don't even know her name. Yeah. And she was absolutely just hammering me on the mitts. Okay, I was holding the mitts.
So like, there's parts where somebody's holding mitts. It's not all heavy bag.
Oh yeah. And I was like, can you imagine if somebody just walked up and thought if some average guy
thought they were going to go
some average opioid dipshit
thought they were going to go up
they were going to just go up and take her purse and she would beat the piss out of you.
Yeah, and like really she's just doing it to work out, but she's probably learning something at the same time, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I think once you're in a conflict, the combinations just come to you, and somebody like that would just lay somebody out.
Lay them out.
So, like, you think there's some actual training going on too, well? Not just the cardio workout.
Zero doubt that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Just muscle memory. You would just like.
That might be kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have to try it once.
You'd have to try it once, yeah.
But like the thing that worries me is like it lasts an hour. Like I don't know if I could work out physically for a freaking hour, man.
Then you just walk. You walk off.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You're paying.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm paying to be there. Yeah. I'm not on the team. Yeah.
It's. I tell you what. I absolutely. I told Prayer last night, and the biking, and like what it's done for me, like the biking. In my mind, in my body, I feel like I'm 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll tell you, man,
I really do.
You know, we've talked about it before. Like, you look at a guy like we had him as a guest on the show, Joe Finch. I mean, that man's in his mid 60s, retired, but I mean, he's every day out there on a bike, doing all this stuff. I mean, like, what great shape that guy is.
I wrecked Sunday. Okay, and I wrecked pretty hard. I hit hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I bounced up like it was nothing. And I was like, "This is."
See, I'm lucky to roll out of bed.
You bounced up.
I did.
Because you're fat. You just popped right back up
like a basketball.
Hey, let's just fucking fight. Let's just fight.
I told you whenever you get a put together an event, we need to be the
win.
The final,
win.
What do they call that? The main event.
Win.
The tough main event.
When can we do this? I mean, I've been looking for a bitch. You look like just a guy.
I don't know that I can allow that to happen. I'll be the referee.
I mean, I want to.
I probably would lose quickly, but it would still be fun.
You would. At least you admit it.
So am I going to get to host a podcast?
When do you want to do this?
Hey, listen, are you serious?
I seriously, I do want to do it. I've got a couple ideas.
Tomorrow.
No, I mean not tomorrow, but at some point.
We'll be ready to shoot.
I'm ready
buddy.
to do it whenever you are.
What can?
Hey,
can,
would the chubbies not like that?
I would love that.
The Massie cast.
No.
I mean,
I feel like
Masscast.
what's the name of it going to be?
No, just obviously chubby.
What's the talk? What's the talk? What are you guys going to talk about?
I want to talk. Not that I'm political, but I feel like right now there's such a division that people can't even talk to each other right now that are on different.
Are you looking to kind of like cross the aisle a little bit?
I want to understand why that is, right? Why do you have to hate somebody who doesn't believe exactly what you think? So I used to be probably left of center. We're a union oriented company, which is typically affiliated with one side of the aisle. Yeah. In the last couple years, I probably might be one or two steps right of center, right? But I just feel like...
Do you feel like we've lost the center, though?
Like it used to be, like I always say, there's, the typical bell curve, with the tails on each end were the radicals on each side, right?
Yeah.
And that used to be a minimal piece of the
Right.
I feel like there's not a center, anymore. I guess I feel like...
You want to try to bring that back?
I just want to have a conversation with someone who doesn't think like I do.
That'll be great.
And just like why
Then
can't
try to keep it.
why can't we
Can we agree to disagree but stop not hate each other?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's
So you want to bring in Ron Queen?
No, I think I've got somebody in mind. I don't want to say anything on the air, but I got a couple people in mind that
Local.
and just like why, and I know how they don't think like I do, but there's zero reason why you can't have a cup of coffee or share a bourbon or a glass of wine or whatever it is, and just talk
And not hate each other.
You don't have to hate each other.
It's not a fight. Yeah.
It's like I just
You
feel
know
like
what? It's like we can disagree on something politically and still like each other.
Exactly.
Hell, that's the way it always used to be.
But
Are you on any?
everything is political. I don't care whether it's whether it's the vaccine or if it's this or it's that.
Shit, how you order your steak is political now, dude. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Or if steak is even should be considered because
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Are you on any drugs? No, like I'm on crazy pills now. Are you on any of those?
Crazy pills.
Yeah, I'm on like antidepressants.
No.
You're not on anything.
I have zero. I have zero.
Well,
luckily, no blood pressure, no cholesterol.
Unfortunately, I had to get on those, and what I have seen, it has. I hate to even admit this because I'm not proud of this, but it has slowed me down to the point that it has opened my mind up. And I have clarity to the point that I'm just now seeing what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I think that's cool, man.
No, yeah, I just hate to admit that I was that shallow before.
Oh, do you feel like you were?
Oh, yeah, I do. I mean, I'm not.
I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, I was okay, but I mean, I was also the guy that would, I mean, I'm not. I don't know, but I mean, it took me getting geared down, and I think that's what I think that like. Social media and these phones have people so ramped up right now.
Well, I mean, you think about it, man. Somebody like they look at a text or a post on Facebook that is somewhat political or whatever, and man, they're over the top. It's like I must be heard on this,
dude.
I must counterpoint that, and it's like, dude, you're counterpointing somebody. Like, do you think you're going to change their mind,
dude? No. I got a text today from someone, and I didn't know their number. Okay, I've taken 5 days off this year. Okay, I took my family on vacation on a road trip.
Yeah,
and that's all. That's the only vacations I've taken this year. And I've also remodeled this whole building by myself with my dad.
Yeah,
and I needed a break. So like today, I decided that I was going to take a day off. I was like, man,
You're allowed to do that.
yeah, I was like, I want to take a day off today. So I took a day off. I got a text at 2:30 from someone. I didn't know their number. And I hate to even talk about this, but I didn't know their number. It bothered me so bad that I came into my office. It ramped me up so bad. And once I looked up that number, it was one of my best friends' wife. I didn't have her number.
Yeah, but it was driving you nuts. Like, all right, who is that?
I
Who
was
is
ready
that?
to kill somebody.
Yeah, like who is? Like, was the text hot?
No,
Okay.
but it was like, hey, I need to do something about this. Can you fix this for me right now?
And so you probably took it out of context.
I took it way out of context. But it was like, and so I got dressed and I came into the office and it ruined my whole day off. And it was one of my best friends' wives that if I would have just called her from my house,
It'd been fine.
it would have been fine. But that was a prime example of how these phones and how social media and how everything just ramps you up all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody means not to get along with you anymore. You know,
But boy, they don't, man. It's divisive. I'm with you, Scott.
I think we're at a point where
I've seen lifelong friendships ruined over the last 2 or 3 years.
that's how you're here tonight. I called you over a guy that was a lifelong friend. You know,
I just think we're quickly reaching a point of no return, and if you can't just get back to being friends with somebody that you don't necessarily agree with everything they do, I mean, is that really?
Well, man, like, honest to God, since when will it matter whether you and I could sit together and drink a beer and watch a football game on, like, who the goddamn president of the United States is?
Exactly.
That's kind of sad.
where's it headed in 100 years?
I don't know, dude.
No,
I mean, Civil War. I mean,
I do feel like it's and maybe it's just where I'm older, but I do feel like it's different and it's an exponential pace, that it's growing at, and I just feel like you got to get back to having a conversation with someone you don't agree with, and why can't you do that, right?
God, let's start a podcast. Scott Massie is starting a podcast. You guys have heard about the preview right here.
Yeah, there it is.
That's awesome. Like, you do want to do this, right? No joke.
I don't want to do it every week.
But every so often, yeah.
I told Pudge,
Once a quarter.
Once a year.
Once a quarter.
Once a year.
Once a quarter.
And I have some.
Well, you do 10 interviews, okay, in one sitting, one time. 10 interviews, and then we'll splice that up throughout the entire next year, and you'll be famous.
So I just feel like, you got to be able to meet the person in the middle, right?
I agree, man. I think that's awesome.
And even no matter what happens. So I feel like, I think that's carrying over. I don't know if you guys, I'm seeing it in my work. Like, that carries over from people, what they believe at home in the evening.
You're probably having guys fight on their lunch break.
To the workplace, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and this is going to keep carrying into everyday events until it gets to be poison. So,
Do you get that? Do you get these calls? Hey, so and so and so and so got into it on the lunch break.
dude? If you only knew.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing it in a different way. I worked our biggest show of the year last year, and you see all these different corporate entities there. It's the biggest industry show, and I've been going to that show now for about 10 years, and the change in these corporate cultures is amazing. I mean, you can see how different companies align and and to your point, some of them are putting their, what do you want to call it? Like, they're changing their corporate values based upon that sort of fighting.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, hey, we're here to service these folks. Like, we're not here to put on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, and I just think it's interesting. You see a lot of that. You get a lot of sidebar comments, And I mean, I was always trained that, you know, when you're when you're at a corporate thing, I mean, hey, bud, you're a Democrat, I'm a Democrat. You're a Republican, I'm a Republican. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
I was always taught to leave that shit at the house.
You better believe it, dude. Like, hey, you're not going to get me to talk about politics, religion, or you know, or anything like that. Yeah,
But
it's you know,
it has literally crawled into everything.
oh yeah, there's no question.
Everything.
Yeah,
What else we got?
I don't know, boys. That was a good one.
All right, I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Scott, thanks, man.
Thank
that
you,
was
brother.
awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'll beat your ass again.
Yeah,
Big boy.
I'm looking forward to this. It looks as though we've got our challenge.
I'm going to whip out 50 as soon as we're done.
Okay, looks like there's going to be a challenge. We're going to start with the 50 push-ups from the knuckles. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you.
Check out the
chubbies.
website. See.